Welcome back to Les Schwab Tire Center's Outdoor GPS. It's time for Owin's Field Report, sponsored by Les Schwab Tire Centers.
Now, y'all know this time of year, what's on the forefront of my mind is to chase ducks around. And it honestly, and I know I should probably say this way too much, it consumes me this time of year. My wife hates it. My daughter is trying to figure out exactly how crazy her father is. It's just one of those things, okay? So, I mean, it's really just the only way that I can put it. It's been that way for over 30 years too, by the way. It's a rough one. So yeah, yesterday, right after I got done here, and this is a little bit later than what we used to do. So getting out of here at 10 and trying to make it out someplace to go do some duck hunting is not really the best prime time, right, to go out. But I had to. I raced out, met my buddy, Mr. Fish, who had drawn a good ship. Let's just put it that way. Very public place, very frustrating in so many number of ways. And halfway there, I'm going, what in the world am I doing on a day like this? Is so flat. And that kind of turned out to be that way. Not a lot of birds really moving around. And overall, it's just like my report that I've been sharing the last couple of weeks especially. We literally just need weather. We have water in spots, but not too much, right? Not enough to where birds are going to get spread out everywhere and make it even more difficult to find locations to hunt them, right? But on the other side of that, we haven't got enough to utilize a lot of options that we may have up and down multiple different rivers, right? So it's kind of an interesting thing. But if we had a bunch of cold weather up north that pushes them down, well, that takes care of everything. It's like fishing. It's hard to hunt them, hard to shoot them if they ain't there, right? You're not catching a salmon if there's no salmon in the area that you're in, right? So it's just one of those things. This upcoming week is going to be very difficult. There's going to be a lot more people out and about, and that could make things a little bit more difficult. But if you're not like me and you're going to be chasing some salmon around, because you have very good options for that up and down the coast right now, and for those that are just jonesing to go out and chase winter steelhead, you know, those old days of saying Thanksgiving was the kickoff is no longer true, but that doesn't mean you're not going to catch one or find one, especially in rivers that have winter steelhead, right? I guess that's kind of obvious. But let's take a look at the rivers, just give you a quick idea of what's going on. Yesterday, the forecasts were significantly higher. This was supposed to get well into the 13s on the Clackamas, and of course, it stopped well short now. And I don't even know if it's going to make it to the 12.9 that it's forecasted to get to. So not as much rain showed up in the area, so not as much of a bounce in the going forward that you're going to see in some of those coastal rivers. You can see here the Wilson still hasn't adjusted from its original forecast from just yesterday, and you can see how it underperformed, which is a good thing. Now again, this is just one of many, many, many rivers over there to go fishing on right now this time of year. So, should I say that again? There's a lot of other options, okay? But anyway, this will tell you what's going on along the coast, North Coast in particular, and even working your way down. This little bump like this is fantastic. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better thing. This is why earlier today when I did my little Facebook thingy, I'm a little bit torn, because you only get small windows like this where a little bump, which is not going to blow the river out, which is not going to put the fish off, which is only going to bring more fish up from wherever they may have been, and not too much debris in the system. This is a really good opportunity. So for folks that have this week off, which there's no shortage of you, it seems like these days, if you're going to go target some fish along the coast, you got lucky. It's just that simple. And here you go again, even going further south. So very small bumps, nothing too much to blow out, and really just benefit. These are all relative. I mean, really, if you're focused on these rivers or along the coast to target late fall Chinook, early winter runs Chinook as well, this is really just a godsend. It's a perfect opportunity to have a good week as a holiday week, right? So if you get that opportunity, get out there and do so, especially because it's just really slow for other options. Not a lot of them, right? Make sure, though, that you send Jason an email and try to win this weekly prize pack. It's perfect for winter steelhead. You get yourself a nice hen. You got the Fuse egg cure where you can get yourself some fresh eggs if you're still using those things. I say that jokingly because I do use them a little bit on steelhead these days. But all the different scents that you need. And last week's winner was Steve. And Steve, you already know that. But if you send in an email to Jason, you might have that chance. All right, let's check in with Katie Suniga and find out what, well, maybe if there's even any changes since our forecast from yesterday. Katie, how are you this morning?
I'm doing well. There's a slight change to the forecast, which we expected. That can happen when you're looking more than a couple of days out. One of the things we knew was going to happen was a change here. Look at the fresh new snow that we have up at Ski Bowl. Not a ton, but hey, we'll take it. And then those scattered showers this morning. We've been going through sun breaks and scattered showers, and you can see a shower just came through on that Mary Hill Winery Tasting Room and Bistro camera. This is what we're watching for. And oh, and there's a part coming up here for you that I really want you to pay attention to, because I hear you talk about this all the time. The next couple days we had that ridge. As we get to Tuesday, we start to see things level out, and then look at this. We have some cold air that starts dropping down from the north, and we get to see some of it. It impacts us here just a bit, meaning that once we get into Friday, Saturday, our temperatures here could get into the upper 40s, maybe low 50s. Then this does start to move on, and that ridge slightly shifts, just kind of nudges itself over. By the time we get to next Monday, we start to see some warmer air back around. As far as the chance for showers this morning, by the time we get to 3 o'clock, everything will have dried up, and we're not seeing anything until we get to Tuesday. This is where that changes I was just talking about. Now the showers look like it come in Tuesday night and in through Wednesday morning, and then that's it. Possible total accumulation for today, maybe 0.02 of an inch. Once we get through that next round, Tuesday night, Wednesday, maybe 0.2 of an inch at most in the Portland metro and a 1/2 inch at the coast. Extended forecast looks pretty mild, if you ask me, with temperatures just dropping a little as we get closer to the weekend.
Well, hopefully we get enough snow at some point in time that those ski resorts can open up, because it's a little bit behind on that too.
Yes, and Mark's been talking about the fact that they are making snow for sledding. They'll open up for that at Thanksgiving or tubing, but as far as those lifts, right now, not so promising.
It is what it is. Welcome to 2023. Katie, thank you very much. Have a great week, okay? All right, we're going to cut to a quick break. When we come back, we're going to have a couple of calls. We've got Ken from Lebanon on the line. He's got a question or a comment about Green Peter, which really, we kind of sparked something there a little bit, I guess, yesterday. But we got plenty of room. It's the Terra Firma hotline. We want to hear from you. We get the complaints all the time. Here's your chance. It's 503-548-6777. We'll be back with that in just a couple minutes.
Outdoor GPS is brought to you by P-Line, because we fish, by Hawken Fishing, perfection in fishing gear, and by Haxton's Canvas and Upholstery, the trusted name of the Pacific Northwest.